All right, you are ready to rock and roll.
So we have here, as you notice at the top right-hand corner, it says that there's 44 issues.
Yeah.
And there's 44 critical ones.
Gotcha.
Okay, so that's just the summary, and that's what you're gonna get the whole report, I believe. But let's just look at all the bad things. There were 100 things that I did check that were good or within compliance. Now these are the 44 that are out of compliance. And we'll just start with mechanical damage. This vent, obviously you can see it's bent. That's on the back porch for the fresh air system. There's a cover missing. This is now in the attic, and you see the foam insulation. That is the fresh air exhaust. And as you see, the cover's laying down below, but it should be covered up so no one gets their head or fingers chopped off, because that fan is running 24/7.
Yeah, that's the fresh air thing
Yes,
that
sir,
they're.
exhaust system.
Oh.
Yeah, and then that actually hooks up to that.
Oh.
That's
Okay.
where it exhausts, and this builder does it in the porch areas, which is cool,
Okay.
because then you don't get gases from your toilets and things getting in there.
Yeah.
Okay. Now we're going to wheat screed issues, the bottom of the stucco, those corners, that's like a razor blade just waiting to cut someone's ankle.
Lovely.
So they need to either cut them off at a 45 or put more stucco over the top so they're blunt. That's a safety issue. Okay, I got a couple pictures in there. There's a nice razor blade in that. I believe that's out front. And this is all his dad's place that we're looking at here. Cracks. This one merited a crack picture because of the width of it. And then I have 3 pictures. There were several that were that met the requirements. So here again, I'll let the builder tell you how he wants to deal with it. Typically they wait for the 1 year when the whole house settles, and then they'll do all the drywall and the stucco repairs at that time. We have some voids. Basically this is at your board, and that's right into your attic. So they would want to caulk all that, so that way no pests get in there.
You can see that from the attic out too, like lights coming in, you think?
With the foam insulation, no.
No, okay.
But those bugs, if they have an access, they'll start burrowing through
They'll
that
get in
insulation.
somewhere. Do they eat the insulation at all? Do some termites eat that or anything? Or?
No.
No, okay, that's good.
It's just it'll be like wood, or I mean like mud. They'll just burrow through it.
Gotcha.
And build a house in there. And then here's just some pictures of some stucco issues. You see the lath right there, those voids. Then over by your electrical cutoff, they tried to find a stud, and they didn't patch those. Here's some paint missing up against the wall, obviously where the block wall meets the house. It's a different color. Here we have lath exposed. Can you see it down here? The
wire.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Exactly. And then you obviously see it there, and that's at the main entrance. When you walk in, right there to the left, it's the arch.
Okay.
So here again, we know why we don't want that to get wet, because it's metal. It will rust, and then nothing will be holding your stucco to the wall. It compromises it if it begins to rust. Here we have a corner that's unfinished. Obviously you can see the paper, you can see the stucco and everything. They needed to finish that corner out. And this is on the front, on the side of the garage. But on the right side, it's unfinished in the same manner. This is underneath your 4-inch trim at your front door. You lose energy, and this is a highway for pests to access your home. So they would want, the fix for this would be foam it up, cut it off, and then that way no bugs, and you won't lose any air conditioning or heating in the winter. We have paint coverage issues. Obviously that's an eyesore. They needed to finish painting it black. This is the front door. And that last picture is right underneath here.
Okay.
Looking underneath, because
Wow.
here's that trim, and then you can see, and it's on both sides. This picture, this one right there. That's
Yeah.
what you have
Yeah,
underneath.
Okay. Yeah.
Here's the original picture, and here again, it needs caulking where the wood trim meets the stucco, and there's big gaps and voids. And here again, pests and energy is lost all the way around that door. On your windows, pretty much the stucco guys did a very poor job of taping off the windows when they were putting stucco on. So consequently, it's on every window is like this. So they got to go back and clean it. If they don't, what it does is it voids your window warranty. So you want to make sure that they get it all cleaned off. Here again, here's just another picture of the typical, it's either paint or stucco on your window frames, and that must be removed.
That's a fun job.
Yes, it will be for
I've
whoever
had
they
to do
put.
that for a cellar. It was great.
Oh, really? This is your soffit
Yep.
looking up underneath, and you see the fasteners protruding through. This is a finished product. You shouldn't see those fasteners coming through. They're staples from the roof, from the roofers. So they need to come and repair that. This is the fence, obviously, and you see a bunch of construction debris. Someone just flung their trowel and splattered it on the fence, and it looks terrible. This is a void, as you can see, and this happens to be in the garage. And your garage is fire protected, or it has a fire rating. So you don't want any voids or any openings, because you want to contain the fire in your garage if it starts, because 90% of all home fires start in the garage, because Dad's working on cars, he's got gasoline in there, or whatever. So consequently, that's why the door is self-closing. It should self-close and latch all in the same process. And any voids or cracks in your garage should be covered over completely, no holes. The other thing is, if you're ever gonna put a garage ladder up into the attic to store items up there, it would be good that you get a fire rated access ladder, because some are and some aren't. So it would behoove you to have that in your garage. We have here again some craftsmanship. They cut that piece that's in the garage looking at it from the back side.
Gotcha.
So here again, they just need to put some caulking in it or foam and then paint it. Same for that. That's an eyesore. It's in the garage. They just need to foam it or caulk it and then paint it. I did take some pictures. I know you guys were looking at the floor in there, but what I was concerned with is cracks. That's a very young crack, but I wanted to put it in the pictures so that way we can monitor it. So when you have me come back and do the 1 year, we can take a picture of that, because that's right as you exit. And then that way we can keep on top of it. There again, it has to be 3/16 before they'll come back and patch it. And if it continues to grow, then we need to get a hold of the builder and the engineers and figure out what's causing that. I believe you have a 10-year warranty on your slab. Here again, some more holes. Here again, craftsmanship, I don't know, or There's little voids in the concrete and
Okay.
it was cracked. So you don't want to have concrete exposed like that because water gets in and it slowly breaks it down. You want it nice and finished, basically so it's sealed, and you don't want it to be exposed to the aggregate that's within the mixture of the cement or concrete. And there was another hole. There were 2 holes over there. One was by the water heater and then one was by the entrance door from the garage to the home. The countertop underneath, it just had some drywall cracks. And then this was quite prevalent in both houses, is I'm seeing paint alligatoring. Basically, they put it on real thin, and I'm sure it's a very inexpensive paint, but you purchased a new house, so you shouldn't receive this kind of work.
So where's that at?
It was in every corner,
Oh, I
and
see.
typically
Yeah.
up in
Yeah, yeah, I
where
saw
the
a lot of
ceiling
that.
meets the wall. So here
Yep.
again,
Yeah.
same like that. This was in the master suite. I remember I took a picture.
Here, let me zoom in. There you go. Yeah.
So they need to obviously get that right. And here again, just some caulking issues and paint drips. The ROC doesn't like paint drips and or boogers. That's what I call them. Caulking boogers or paint boogers that shouldn't be there. Here again, ROC standard. Your cover plates should all be firmly against the wall and no voids or open areas. And here again, they're all taped, the ones that I picked up on.
Come.
And here's some more issues with the doors. Obviously, you shouldn't have that much paint on the top of the door. It just looks unsightly. And then we have paint peeling off your doors, and you see the hinge there, and then it's slowly curling. They didn't prepare it properly in order to accept the paint. So now they're gonna have to do it again. Because you shouldn't see that on a new home. Here again, there was some damage to the frame and to the door. You can see they sent a staple or a nail through when they were hanging the door, but they didn't bother to fix it. We have some paint missing. Obviously, they hung the doors when they were wet, and then they opened the door, and then it just peeled all the paint back. So now they got to do it again. This was quite prevalent, where you see the door jam, hitting the door jam, and it shouldn't be. You should have at least an 1/8 of an inch. And then you have this here again. I think because of the humidity we're having, the doors are swelling, so consequently they're not closing, and this is one of the issues. And this happened to be the primary suite over there. All the doors to the bedroom and then into the bathroom. We've got bifold doors in one of the bedrooms that were hitting the carpet, and they should open and close freely without any hesitation. Doors also by ROC standards shouldn't make a noise. They shouldn't creak or have any binding, and there were 2 or 3 over there. And here again, I put a piece of tape, put noisy on it, and then that way they can, when they're making the adjustments and painting the door, they can make that appropriate adjustment. Here again, this is common because the house is gonna settle for the next year, is cracking around your windows. And here again, the builder, if he fixes them now or if he's just gonna wait till the 1-year mark. I'll let him tell you that, but yes, that's typical in new home builds. Here's the chip in the kitchen sink, and you can kind of see it right there. Here again, this is a finished product, and this is one of the items that you have to report within 10 days of close, so that way they don't blame it on you and say you have to fix it. Just like this chip right there.
Gotcha.
Or no, that's construction debris on that one. But, so you have your countertops, your cabinets, your mirrors, and your windows to report if there's any issues. I didn't find any issues with your patio doors or your windows, but I did find chips on the countertops and in the bathroom areas too. But they'll be noted here. Okay, cabinets, as far as adjustment, here again I placed some tape on if they're out of level. They can only be a 16th out before they have to adjust them. But these were quite a bit out of adjustment. We had them in the kitchen, we had them in the bathrooms. Here again, here's an example of a scratched part of the cabinet. Here again, a very
Yeah, I
different
saw.
kinds.
Saw some of those.
Here again, I opened every cabinet and looked at the screws or at the fasteners. That should have a washer on it. If not, it's just going to pull right through the cabinet, and that happened to be an upper, so that could be dangerous once you load it with dishes and so forth. This particular drawer next to the refrigerator, I don't know, there was the drawer slide was malfunctioning, and it was really hard to open. Under every bathroom cabinet, there was this kind of damage done to it. So consequently, the fix for that is they'll reskin them. They're gonna have to reskin every bottom of your bathroom vanities on every one. Even in this house, they're all beat up. I don't know what they drug across there. Or, you know, the plumber, because it's not like it's a soft water tank or something. So, and these are in all the bathrooms, they're all that way. Here again, here's some more damage in the kitchen sink, the farm sink, wherever that's, you can see the damage there on the corner. Here's the other cabinet. They put a screw in and then they pulled it out, but they didn't patch it. And there's an example of the washer that should go around your fasteners for your cabinet fasteners. Here again, here's another safety issue. All your closet rods should be fastened to the hangers. And none of them in both houses had an attachment, a fastener to them. Here's some pictures of the scratches and chips in the showers. This is another one that you have to report within 10 days. If not, the builder will blame you for it.
Yeah.
So obviously this is from the contractors going in and out or using it as a workbench, unfortunately. Okay, and we had an assorted amount of these. Basically, all your receptacles must be square, plumb, and level. And you can tell this one's just out of kilter, and this happened to be in the kitchen. So it looks really, it's really off. It's not level. Your coach lights on the outside need to be caulked on the top and right and left side. That way no water has any water intrusion into it. The bottom can be left open, that way it can weep out if it does get in there. Here's a picture of what's in your attic, the air handler. It was the same brand, but you can see the drain pan, how it's full of foam. And here again, that's just going to plug up the drain, and then it's going to cause staining in your ceiling and water damage up there. We have, on the outside, it would be good if the builder put splash blocks, or if he's not going to provide them, it would behoove the homeowner to put splash blocks. The reason why, for 2 reasons, is because you want to keep water 3 foot away from your foundation, because here again, water degrades cement that's not sealed, and once it gets underneath and starts working against your foundation. And the second main reason here in Arizona is termites. They love wet mud. They make tubes, and it's only about 4 to 6 inches from the top of that dirt pile to studs, and then they're in a cafeteria once they get into your house. So that 2 good reasons to have splash blocks or get water 3 foot away from your house.
I need to do that at my house.
Yes. Or you can just take a piece of conduit, tie it onto there, go down, and then just be sure it's like 3 foot away. It can be underground or whatever. But that's just the key. Here we go. Here's the issue I found up there. You see the condensation line. See how it's sweating?
Yeah.
There was no insulation on it, and you can see the drip of water on that bottom. And then consequently, you see it starting to fill up your drain pan.
Oh boy.
And then it's full of debris, so it's gonna clog it all up. So,
Okay.
yep, so you might have problems next week. Okay, here we're to the last category, the thermal anomalies. And what I did for you is I took a picture you could see with your regular eyes, and then I took one with the thermal camera. See, there's that access portal. You see the trusses over on the other side, and I believe that's above your garage. And that big piece of plywood is open. So here's, okay. Anyways, here's the pictures that I took in the attic. And then you can obviously see where the potential, where they missed adding enough foam insulation right around the truss there. And then there's some voids inside that foam. Okay, this picture is of the master bedroom, and you can see over here on the right, just so you can see how to read these with the thermal camera. It gives you the temperature. So here's the hottest and here's the coldest. So basically this wall, you can see the screws that are holding up the drywall. See how they're hot? But here's the thermal anomaly in the master suite, and there's my piece of tape pointing up to it. But obviously the red spot is the max. It's 84 degrees, and everywhere else in that room, the walls were 74 degrees. So 10 degrees difference right in that area. Don't know what it is. There's no light on the outside or anything, so I'm not sure. Here again,
That's a wall going up and down.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Correct. It's that back south wall.
Interesting.
Okay, here's a picture of what it looks like. Let me just show you this. This picture is what it looks like with a normal eye. So you can see all the cavities. You even see the truss in there, the piece of wood. Wood is not a good insulator, consequently. So you see all this void area, and look at the temperature. It's 135 degrees here, and over here it's 106. So that's 30 degrees difference. So you have a little heater going on in your attic where it should just all be 106, but no, it's not. That's where the void is. So with technology, we can use our thermal cameras to help us appreciate that there's inconsistent foam, and they need to go back in there and put some patches in. Here's a picture of that door opening.
Wow.
And it's 127 degrees in that room, and out here in your attic, it's 81 degrees. So there again, technology, it's not my guess, it's not your guess. Here again, it's proof.
Great.
bottom line. Here's the normal picture in the master suite,
Right.
showing you what it looks like. And then here's another thermal camera one. In the report, they are labeled with what room it is
Sure.
and the direction it's in. And I have them paired together. It just, in this summary, it's moving them around for me. I'm sorry about that, but. So those are the
Get
pictures.
the idea.
And that pretty much concludes your dad's house of the issues that I found.
Cool. Gotcha.
So, and I would suspect I'm gonna find the same amount and the same issues in this house.
Thank you. Good to go.